Hi guys, I am back with another project. I had to work on the 4th of July, so I decided to celebrate today, July 5th, and I am going to make a simple quilt made out of these 10-inch squares. The fabric is called Land of Liberty by My Mind's Eye. It's a Riley Blake company, or that's who they design under. And I've had this fabric for like a year and a half or more, and I love it so much. I have been having such a hard time cutting it up. I didn't want to cut it into anything really small because it's so pretty. So what I've decided is I am going to starch all 42 of these 10-inch squares, and then I'm going to put them on point with some white 2.5-inch sashing and some cornerstones. I'm only going to use 32 out of the 42 blocks, so I should have plenty for cornerstones. Let me just give you a bird's eye of this gorgeous fabric. I'm going to move it closer to me. Sorry if the camera moves. There we go. It's just so gorgeous. Look at these colors. Look at the navy. Look how the red just pops. Oh my goodness. And then there's pinwheels, red, white, and blue pinwheels. There is, what is this called? Words on the block, text fabric. And there's some more navy. There's those bright stars, so it'll pop against the white. There's some gingham in here. There's blue, and then there's also some red gingham. Not sure if I'm going to use the white, these two right here, these four. I just think they might be a little too close to white, so I don't know if I'm going to use those. Here's some red. It's absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness. You see why I'm having such a hard time cutting it up? All right, and then let's see. There's the red gingham. There's some beautiful white fabric in here too. Let's see if I can open it up a little. Isn't that gorgeous? I think that I could still use this because it's got design on it. It's a good print. I don't know if I'll be able to use the white red, but white words, sorry, text. And then at the very back is this other blue, and it's so gorgeous as well, but there's only 2 blocks of it. So that might be an ideal for quarterstones if I wanted to change it up a little. I can cut those 2 10-inch squares into, what, 16 plus 32 cornerstones, but we'll see. All right, so next I am going to starch all 42 of these 10-inch squares. Then I think I'm going to cut them down to either 8.5 or 8 inches. I'm not sure which one, probably 8.5. And then I'll set it on point, sash it with cornerstones, and that's it. Of course, I will need to put in my setting side setting triangles, and then maybe a red border. Not sure, but I'll see you when I get back. I'm going to starch this, and then I'll be up on my design wall just showing you really quickly how I plan to put it together. Okay guys, I am back. I made a decision. I am going to cut them down to 8.5, mainly for fabric reasons. If I cut them at 9 inches, which is what I was thinking at first, I can only get 3 sashing strips from one width of fabric cut. So that 9 times 3 equals 36. If I make them 8.5, 8 times 5 is 40, and then so maybe 42, 43 inches, I should be able to get 5 sashing strips out of my background, which is Kona white. Okay, so I'm just going to cut these down, and I'm making it simpler for myself as well. I have an 8.5-inch ruler. I'm just going to stick it on top, get exactly where I want it, and then I'm just going to cut. There we go, there's one. This is a rotating mat. I have such a hard time with it. I think I just don't use it enough. Oh, that all worked well. Maybe I just need to use it more. And then we'll cut this side. So this should go very quickly. I moved the whole rotating mat. It's out of habit. There we go. Turn it one more time. Make sure it's set. I missed. There we go. All right. There we go. So I'm just gonna cut the rest of these down. Then I'll see you back on my design board and we'll show an initial layout. Hey guys, I'm back and I have initial layout, but I'm not sure about using the blue. It's like a very pretty blue as the cornerstones, but I don't know if it really makes it pop. So I'm gonna try the red, white, and blue too and see how that turns out. Okay, I'm back and I've made some substitutions just to see how it would look. At the top, you'll see where I put in the red, white, and blue as the cornerstones. And at the bottom, I still have like, I'll call it pewtered blue. And I think I'm gonna go with the pewtered blue. I'm not really feeling the red, white, and blue. Maybe if I had enough to be all red or all blue, it would be nice. But I'm gonna stick with the pewtered blue for now. So I'll be back when I put the setting triangles in. Good morning, guys. I had to sleep on it and I made some decisions. So I made the decision to go with the lighter blue as the cornerstones. I'm calling it pewtered blue. And then I have made the decision also to make them smaller. So my sashing strips and my cornerstones are 2 inches. So my cornerstones are 2-inch squares and my sashing is 2 inches by 8.5 since the size of the block is 8.5. But the way I have it on point, I need to add sashing strips for about 4 blocks that need to be a little longer, and I'm going to show you what I mean. There's 2 at the top. I don't know if you guys can see that. Zoom in. Let's see. So these 2, and then I have, let's see, zoom back out. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll try to zoom in. I have one, another one here and one at the bottom. So it's about 4 blocks that I need to make the sashing strips a little larger. And I think I'm gonna need 10.5, but I'm just gonna check them. So this one's already done. It ended up 10 inches, but there's a 1/2 inch seam allowance in here. So I think I do need 10.5. I'm just gonna measure just to make sure. Yep, I'm gonna need 10.5. So I'm gonna cut those 4 sashing strips, sew them on, then I'll put my side setting triangles in, and I will border it with, I think I'm gonna use this red right here. Let me see if I can zoom into it. It's so pretty. It has a little floral print on it. There it is. So that's what I'm gonna border it with, probably 4.5, 5-inch border. So it's gonna make it nice and large. It'll be over 80 inches when I'm done. So I'm excited about that. So I will be back once I have put in the side setting triangles and I can just show you how it works. Then I'll sew it up and I'll have a final quilt top for you. Okay? Okay guys, here's my finished quilt top. It's 72 inches square. I did sash it and put those beautiful blue cornerstone, 2-inch cornerstones in there. I have a 4-inch border. I cut the fabric, a length of fabric this time, so I don't have any seams, which is wonderful. And I cut it at 4.5, so it should finish at 4 inches, the border that is. And let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, I struggled with the side setting triangles just because of the way that I set it. You can see in this corner, I had to kind of doctor it so that it would work out. But what I would suggest you do is Fat Quarter Shop has the measurements for side setting triangles, and I will put the link below. But here it is, and I love it. Thank you guys for watching and coming along this journey with me.